Okay, my favorite tool right now is LinkedIn. If you're in the nonprofit world, which if you are listening to this show, I bet you are, LinkedIn for nonprofits is a game changer. Think free resources, exclusive discounts, tools designed just for you, all around hiring, donor outreach, building corporate partnership relationships, and building your dream community of supporters. And fun fact, 85% of nonprofit professionals say LinkedIn helps them reach their goals. So here's what I want you to do. Number one, follow me, Dana Snyder, on LinkedIn. I share monthly giving inspiration and nonprofit growth tips all the time. And follow LinkedIn for Nonprofits for the latest tools and strategies to grow your business page for your nonprofit and your personal account as well. Then head to nonprofit.linkedin.com to unlock your exclusive discounts and goodies. This podcast is proudly brought to you by LinkedIn for Nonprofits. Click the link in the show notes to learn more, and let's head into today's episode.
Personalization goes beyond including a first name in an email. It's all about that segmentation that you talked about, right? Creating dynamic content based on a subscriber's behavior. So what did they click on? Can you segment them into a different audience? What can we collect about them that helps us make better decisions about what we're sending them? Because here's the thing here, like, take a step back. The big goal is to send the right message to the right person at the right time. Everything we do in email marketing is about accomplishing that. So how do we do that?
I'm Dana Snyder, your host of the Missions to Movements podcast. And my path to philanthropy has been anything but traditional. This show is your weekly mastermind, designed to give you the ideas, insights, and support you need to push the boundaries of what's been done before in nonprofit marketing and fundraising. Whether you're looking to build a magnetic monthly giving program, elevate your personal brand, or create partnerships that amplify your impact, this space is for you. I'll bring you solo episodes and conversations with industry leaders, offering actionable strategies and fresh perspectives that will move you and your mission forward. Let's turn your mission into a movement. Okay, I know I say that I start every episode saying this is going to be exciting, and I'm really thrilled about the guests that we have on, but you guys, today, friends, I am actually very excited, extra excited about this conversation because I am introducing you to someone who works for the email platform I've been using since 2020, and they came out in 2019. So let's just say I'm a super fan of the platform. Never changed, never wavered, never changed the pricing, which we're going to talk about. And she's a total rock star when it comes to email marketing and user education. Dawn Richardson is the product education manager at Flodesk. She helps entrepreneurs, creatives, nonprofits like yourself, really getting the most out of their marketing tools without tech overwhelm, which I know is a really big deal for all of us. And I think what I love so much about you and Flodesk is the simplicity and the beautiful ease of use of the platform. So you are in charge of all things education. And so I am selfishly using this podcast episode to pick your brain and to share knowledge with nonprofits who I think a lot of times, honestly, I've heard frustrations with email platforms. And so, listener, if that is you, this is going to be a really, really good one. So Dawn, welcome to Missions to Movements.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and to geek out about all of the things.
Yes.
We can talk about this all day. So let's see if we can keep this in a good time frame.
Yeah, I know. Okay. So Flodesk started in 2019. And I think I've heard it most commonly referred to as like, it's refreshing, it's beautiful emails, it's easy to use, it's all the things that the other ones aren't. Like MailChimp Constant Contact, just to name a few, most commonly utilized in our space. What inspired the founders from all the internal meetings that you've had to really create Flodesk? And what do you think uniquely makes it stand apart from everybody else?
Yeah, so this is a great question. And I am not the founder. So this is all, stories and understanding the business and being a business owner myself. So I come from that perspective as well. But there was the realization that email marketing was just clunky. It was difficult. It was easy to understand. It was important for businesses, but it was really hard for them to grasp, especially the entrepreneur space, the nonprofits, the creators. this was something they wanted to take advantage of, but they couldn't because it was just really inaccessible to them. So our founders set out on a mission to create beautiful software that is easy to use and also allows these small business owners to show up in the inbox in an authentic way. They want to be themselves, right? But they also want to show up in a really beautiful way that catches attention, right? When we're in our inboxes, we're often competing with a lot of other important information, and you want to stand out. You want that design experience that these big companies like Starbucks and Anthropologie have, right? So they set out to create a piece of software that was intuitive, easy to use, and really enabled you to create that beautiful standout appearance in the inbox and make that accessible to anybody. And one thing that I really love about the Flodesk team and being on the Flodesk team is many of us that work here at Flodesk are our own business owners. We are running our own businesses.
Yeah, when you told me that, I had no idea.
Yeah. No, I run a business called Tech Savvy Creative. And before that, I ran a wedding photography business for 8 years in the Texas Hill Country. Both of those businesses, I used Flodesk. I use Flodesk actively with Tech Savvy, but the studio, I made an additional 60 to 70 grand a year from my email marketing.
Amazing.
And it was all thanks to Flodesk. So there's a lot of us on the team that are also running our side hustles or other businesses that are utilizing this tool. So we are coming at it from the perspective of like, we understand what it's like to be in your shoes because we are in your shoes actively and currently. So, and that just brings a different dynamic to a tool and how we're using it. And it's just a really special place to be for entrepreneurs. And I mean, for me as a team member, like I can sing praises all day. Like it's so great. But it's also really important for our members to know that we understand what it's like to be in their shoes.
Yes. And it honestly makes me feel smarter about email marketing. And what I mean by that is our conversation is going to talk about email marketing trends and things that we're seeing and product specific updates, listener. And when it comes to email marketing, there's a lot out there about, we talk about segmentation a lot in the sector and workflows and automatic email sequences. And a lot of times that can feel daunting and you're watching endless how-to videos or on YouTube. And I, for the first time, felt so equipped and like, this is easy. And I show so many people, they're like, that's it? And I was like, like, you make it not rocket science for something that shouldn't be, right? It's clear, simple functionality to utilize. And so you can sing their praises, I can sing their praises. And I think if you're on my email list, you are literally receiving what it is we're going to be talking about. So maybe now you'll look at my emails a little bit differently and be like, oh, okay, I can see how that all works. And it's not just emails. I want to be specific. It's also the forms on websites. So forms on my website, pop-ups, full landing pages, Instagram, link in bios. There's like a lot of different functionality to it that all comes together. Dawn, I know you've seen a lot of evolution of the product as a user and then now behind the scenes. What do you think overall in email marketing have you seen trending well right now, and how specifically maybe nonprofits should be adapting?
Yeah. Oh, I love this question. So one of the big trends that we're seeing, and this is something like when I'm looking at my education, I'm really leaning into, but personalization goes beyond including a first name in an email. It's all about that segmentation that you talked about, right? Creating dynamic content based on a subscriber's behavior. So what did they click on? Can you segment them into a different audience? What can we collect about them that helps us make better decisions about what we're sending them? Because here's the thing here, like, take a step back. The big goal is to send the right message to the right person at the right time.
That's right.
Everything we do in email marketing is about accomplishing that. So how do we do that? That's with automations, that's with segmentation. And getting that message in front of the right audience is what makes it so powerful, because people feel like you're talking to them. You feel like that you understand them. They are getting more emails about something that they might have clicked on because you've segmented them appropriately.
Yes.
So this is such a huge piece. It's not just including their first name in the beginning, although that is important. Please do that. But it goes beyond that and really creates that experience.
Can I give an example on that? I just want to dive in. So 2 examples, listeners, if you're on my email list. Recently, I did an SMS webinar. So I promoted it to my email list. And if you clicked on the link to register for the webinar, but you did not register, So I had the list of registrants. And then what I did was if you clicked on the link, I labeled you as a separate segment called interested in webinar. So I was able to send an email. I excluded the registrants and I just sent an email to the interest base. So that shrunk the list down to a few hundred people. And then I'm just able to say, hey, I saw you were interested in this webinar. So I'm not blasting my whole email list again. I'm just segmenting the group of people that I knew were interested in. Nonprofit, this could be you sharing a specific newsletter or a topic that somebody might be interested in. Be like, hey, I noticed you were really interested in this specific program we offer. And you're just sending them information on that. Another one, just talking about excluding to give personalization, is I have my monthly giving summit. Now, not everyone on my email list wants to necessarily learn about the monthly giving summit again or get podcast updates. So at the very bottom, I had, do you only want monthly giving summit updates? Like that might be the only reason you're on my list. If so, you clicked on that link. I marked you as like only send MGS updates. And you redirected to this like really beautiful, simple page on my website that says, I see you. Thanks so much for letting me know. I'll make sure you only get emails you love, right? Super simple, but it allows me to make sure that you're having the best possible email experience. So I just wanted to share like in practicality what that can look like.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Again, right message to the right person at the right time.
Right.
That's what it's all about. One of my most successful ways that I segment in my own business, because at Tech Savvy Creative, I teach people how to use tech tools. But I have a lot of different entrepreneurs. I have photographers, graphic designers, I have videographers, I have wedding professionals. And I use like form preferences or I use different types of segmentation to learn about who they are. Because if I have something that's particular to photographers, I have an audience that's ready to go just for the photographers, right? So like, I don't want to send somebody who's a venue owner information about a photography webinar. So that allows me to do the exact same thing. Again, because I don't want to send irrelevant content to the wrong person. That's going to lead to lower open rates, fewer clicks, and ultimately a poorer experience, which leads to lower reputation in the inbox.
That's right. So good. Big news right now through April 30th, LinkedIn is giving away 6 months free of Sales Navigator Core to the first 2,000 eligible nonprofit professionals around the world. If you want to apply, click the link in the show notes. You can also learn more at nonprofit.linkedin.com. And why does this matter? Because fundraising is the livelihood of nonprofit work, and connecting with the right donors, sponsors, and supporters is key. So with over 1 billion members on LinkedIn, connections are happening, and people on LinkedIn are more likely to donate to nonprofit organizations than the average internet user. So roles like Director of Development and Grants Consultant are on LinkedIn's 2025 Jobs on the Rise list. That is proof that fundraising and sustaining your missions are more essential than ever. LinkedIn for Nonprofits offers free tools, discounts, and a resource hub to help you raise awareness, grow support, and amplify your mission. So do not miss out. Go to nonprofit.linkedin.com/SNC giveaway, or just click the link in the show notes to claim your free 6-month subscription and start turning connections into contributions. This is a huge one. I would like stop, rewind, repeat, and you can break down the segmentation. But this is, again, it might sound like complex, us explaining it, but it's so simple when you're in the tool to do these things. And I would love to do later on like a webinar, LinkedIn Live visual thing with you. I know we're brainstorming, noodling on.
Let's do it.
For like the visual side of this. But again, one of the standout features is the ease of use. Can you walk us through maybe a couple of the most powerful features that maybe people are not expecting for an email platform to have, but should be using?
Well, sure. Let me do one that I kind of like, we talked about before we jumped on here. One of them is just integrations. So Flodesk, we're diving deep into the integration space. We're creating integrations with tools that you might be working with. We just released a Canva integration this last week, which is super exciting. So you don't even have to leave your Flodesk email builder to access your Canva designs. You can even edit them. It'll take you back to Canva. You edit them. You come back to Flodesk and have the edited design in your Flodesk email. Beautiful. So that's like really powerful. And it just kind of simplifies the process so you can get more done faster. But the other ones that I love to touch on are things that we've already talked about, which is one, link actions. Link actions is probably my most used feature personally. And the link action is the ability to trigger some type of automation based off of somebody's click. So you can say, like, if they click on this blog post, or if they click on this webinar, or if they click on whatever it may be, you can add them to a segment or remove them from a segment or add them to a workflow or update a custom field. You have these different options that just really turn something very simple and beautiful into a absolute powerhouse. And those, once you kind of figure out those link actions, like exactly how you explained it, Dana, like those are link actions. They're powerful. They're segmenting your audience. So you can send relevant information to them. You can say, hey, I saw you did this.
That's right.
You know, and that like really kind of makes you show up in a different way that is also very professional and very like intimate, right?
Yeah.
And that's email marketing is so powerful because you have the flexibility to do that. Something that people don't use very often that I'm always surprised by are form preferences, which is very simple and probably one of the more basic features. But when you have a form, so a form is a easy way to collect your subscriber data. So like, hey, I'm giving you this guide in exchange for your email address. Join my list or join my newsletter or get this workflow template, whatever that might be.
User, if you want an example, go to positiveequation.com on any page on my website and you'll see a bunch of different forms of what she's talking about.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, because you want to show up wherever your subscribers are, right?
Totally.
You want to give them an offer, meet them where they are. And that's part of successful email marketing. But those forms, you can ask them additional questions. Like you can say, like, what are you interested in? Or tell me about you. Or are you like in the nonprofit sector? Or maybe it's somebody that's just lurking. Like you can take that information and each of those form preferences, you can segment as well. So they join whatever segment the form is attached to, as well as any of the options that they have selected. So that allows people to self-segment. And that's really powerful. They feel in control. They're getting information that they find valuable. And you can just really enhance your email marketing strategy that way.
So good. In practicality, how I've done this, and user, you can start to think about this and mind map it for you specifically. User, listener, is I'm already thinking about you being a user of the platform. I'm like, this is how you're going to do it. For me is I'll put like first name, last name, of course, like email. Actually, I do first name, email. And I think I'm adding phone number because I'm going to be tinkering in SMS. And for preferences, I'll list like, what are you most interested in? What do you want to hear about? Podcast, monthly giving. So like my core things I talk about, upcoming webinars, trainings, all of the above. And then as she's saying, each of those preferences become its own personal segment. So if I have something really specific, how I use them sometimes too is a test of an email. Like if you've told me you're really interested in monthly giving, I might send like A/B tests and a subject line and an email to that smaller group first. And if they really enjoyed it, then send it out to the bigger group. So it gives you just like this ability to get to know the people on your list more so than if they were just a standard subscriber. So I love that.
I love that. That's so great.
Another thing that I want to ask you about that is relatively, I mean, maybe it's in the past year, was the update of your analytics.
Ooh, analytics. Analytics are fun.
Data and analytics. I know everyone's like, oh, sexy numbers. No, but for real.
But really,
looking at your numbers and especially how they're presented on the platform is rare. I've talked to lots of companies, nonprofits, that do not have the unique ability to surface individual subscriber data as far as like open rates, click through, their engagement, their active, how many emails they've opened, if they came from a form, this, that. How do you think you've seen data really improve the results of email performance over time for your clients?
I love this question because analytics are so important. That's how we make decisions, right? We're business owners. We need to make data-driven decisions. So having these powerful analytics at your tips, one, is very satisfying and beautiful. Like you go over to the analytics tab in Flodesk and you're presented with these beautiful graphs and you're like, oh, I love this so much. But having that information, like your open rates and click rates, like those are the basic email marketing metrics that everybody's looking at. But there's also other things like, okay, when are they opening emails? When are they most likely to be in their inboxes? That helps me frame what time I want to send my emails, or what segments have the most interaction or maybe the least interaction. Maybe those segments that are the worst performing segments maybe need a little bit more nurturing, or maybe you're sending them too many emails. You can experiment with that a little bit. One of my favorite ways to utilize my own analytics is by looking at what forms are performing the best for me.
I was just going to bring that up.
Yes.
Okay.
And you have forms all over your website too, right?
Yes.
But it pinpoints where people are because that's where they're signing up via the form. So if my blog post forms are performing really well, maybe that's a signal to me that I need to create more blog content that funnels into my email list. So I can make these business decisions based off of those analytics, and it's going to really drive where my people are, but then drive my strategy even further.
Yes. It gives the number of visitors that are coming across that form, your total number of opt-ins, and then your conversion rate. And then you can literally see this beautiful graph showcasing all of your forms and which ones stack up to be the most successful. And so for instance, so just recently, a few months ago for my birthday in March, I did this 4-part email welcome series, literally using Flodesk, because we're going to talk about this. You can share templates and workflows. And I had a big surge in opt-ins specifically on that form. And it's like, ooh, okay, a form like this where I'm sharing a template of something seemed to work really well. Maybe I should do that again. I'm just blown away. Like, these are the things that are not normal, Dawn. And I'm kind of skipping to the punchline of the platform, and I don't want to wait until the end. Can you please surface how the pricing model works on Flodesk? Because this is super unique.
Yeah. So Flodesk is a flat rate model. So we don't punish you based off of your subscriber count.
Can you say that again one more time?
Yes. So we are flat rate and have been since day one. So we have a flat rate model. It's a monthly subscription price. And that price includes unlimited emails, unlimited subscribers, unlimited sends.
It's amazing.
It's pretty cool.
I'm just going to mic drop. If you've been feeling like your monthly giving program could use a little extra love, there's a couple of ways I would love to help you out. Whether you're looking for some one-on-one attention or want to be part of a supportive community, I've got you covered. So here's the deal. If you feel like you need a solid game plan, one that's tailored to your organization, I'd love to spend 1.5 days with you in a VIP intensive. We'll roll up our sleeves together, dive into everything from creating a compelling monthly giving program name if you need it, to crafting a retention strategy, acquisition that really connects with your donors. It's all about being alongside you in what you need in that moment, optimizing your donation experience, new copy on your website page. We dive into the nitty gritty. And one recent client said that it was the best investment they ever made in a transformative experience, which I was so grateful to hear. If you're someone who thrives off bouncing ideas off of others, then the Sustainers Slack group is where you should be. It's basically like a virtual co-working space for nonprofit professionals where you can get real-time feedback. I have monthly experts that come in and just be supported by peers who get it. We are talking about nothing besides monthly giving in there. There's a ton of useful resources to help you grow your recurring giving program without feeling like you're doing it on your own. So whether you're looking for that deep dive into strategy and execution together, or you'd love just to connect with others that are deep into the trenches, I would love to help you work on your monthly giving program this year. So click the link in the show notes for either of those opportunities, or head to positiveequation.com. I cannot tell you, this is mind-blowing. I think it's hard for organizations to comprehend. And I think what I love about it is you want people to grow and excel and not be penalized or charged more when you're growing. And so, listener, when I tell you from me starting the use of the platform 5 years later, it's the same. And so the link that I will share with everyone that's listening that is in the show notes, you can click on it. You will get 50% off your first year if you use my specific link. So that's a total, guys, I'm just going to break this down. It's $200.
Use that link, guys.
Use the link. It's $210 a year. And even the normal is $420. a year. Like, I'm speechless because there's like no better case. It's not only, and I think what's interesting too about this is hopefully listener across the mic, you can tell how excited I am about this platform. When are you ever excited about the tech platforms you use? Like most of the time we're cringing at the online tools we use and wishing they did more things and wishing they listened to us better and are frustrated by how much we're paying for them. And so this is the team's really killed it. And so I hope you can just like radiate that energy and bring it back to them.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's a rarity.
For me too, like this is so relevant to me in my businesses because so I'm a Flodesk user from day one. The day they launched their beta, I was like, ooh, shiny new tool. I got to check it out. Like I review tools for a living. That's what I do at Tech Savvy Creative is check out tools and stuff. But I was using other platforms and I had used a couple of other platforms and I just kind of felt like I just didn't get email marketing. Like maybe I just wasn't experienced enough or like, what do these things mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying, but I wasn't doing well. And I also wasn't motivated to do it. And it wasn't until Flodesk where I actually experienced like actually having an enjoyable time creating emails. And like, I was really proud of how I showed up. That was when I finally started using email marketing. And like I have this saying at Tech Savvy, like the best tool for you is the one that you will use. Like I don't
100%.
care what tool it is, but if you will use it,
that's right.
It is great for you and your business. It doesn't matter what we use, what they use. If you will use it, that is all that matters. And for me and for many other business owners out there, the email marketing tool of choice is Flodesk because that was the first tool that they actually stuck with. That was the one that they understood, that they were excited about, that they were motivated about. And here's the thing, guys, like even in today's market, email marketing has the highest ROI of all of the marketing channels.
That's right.
It's estimated at $42 for every dollar spent. You don't get that kind of ROI on social media or on other platforms. It's email marketing. It is still the top dog here.
Yes.
And that is so important to remember. So when you're not sure if like, oh, maybe I don't need email, give it a try. And we make it easy and affordable for you to do that. And I think you will be so pleasantly surprised because there are so many people out there that pay attention to their inboxes. Like, even if you're somebody that might be like in inbox jail or whatever, you're like, oh, I don't want to email people. You know, for me, like anytime I get an email from certain big brand companies like Starbucks, I will always open that email just because it's beautiful. I just want to see what it looks like. Like that's not going to change my decision if I'm going to buy Starbucks or not, but I just want to see what it looks like because they're always so beautiful and they stand out and they make you feel something. And it's so cool because I can do that in my own emails as a small business owner. And having that capability is so powerful. And that's just like really where Flodesk has just completely changed the game.
Yes. And for sector specific, you've also done a really great job with your Zapier integrations. So nonprofit.
Love me some Zapier.
Love some Zapier. They interact beautifully with your Give Butters of the world, your Fundraise Ups of the world. You're like, think about your CRM and it will connect. And so you can automatically, I do this all the time with my clients, is help set up somebody gives a gift, a monthly gift, a one-time gift, it automatically syncs and adds them to a segment. So if you're worried about that automation taking place, it's totally doable and so simple to set up. I do it where kind of like before you were talking about they can get added to a segment and then you can set up a Zap to remove them from a segment. So if they unfortunately cancel their monthly giving plan, then you can move them into a canceled segment and then you can have a workflow that triggers that they've left. Like when you get into the back end, it's so beautiful to use. And why I created on my birthday that email workflow template is because I feel like you guys listen to us all the time on the things that we want to be built in the platform. In this space, we all like sharing resources. And I'm going to steal a little bit of your thunder, then you can dive into the details. But they've created the ability for you to share email templates and now workflow templates. So I was able to share with nonprofits. Also, by the way, if you haven't downloaded this, listener, you can download this still. I will put the link in the show notes. I have a 4-part monthly giving email welcome series. So once somebody gives monthly, they automatically get dropped into this workflow. It's 4 emails sent over the course of 30 days. The timing's all built out. Literally, the emails are written. You just have to customize them. I put sample subject lines in there. It's basically done for you. You just have to customize it to your organization. And they allow this to be possible. It's a link. And it literally, like you click on it and it opens the workflow already built out in your Flodesk account. What was the genesis of doing that? because I think it's so cool.
Shared workflows actually rounds out our shared suite. So you can now share email templates, you can share form templates, you can share checkout templates, and then workflows was our final frontier.
Did not know all those.
So so you have the whole enterprise. Like you can share all those things. Now, we wanted a way for our members, because a lot of them are educators. They're like you, they're teaching other people how to run successful businesses. But it was really hard for them to like translate email templates into something that they could offer or sell, or like, do they put it in a Google Doc and send you a Google Doc and good luck designing it? Like, here's some Canva. Like, I don't know. There was like a really complicated way of doing it. So by creating this shared system, right, where you can share these templates, these workflows, it made it really easy for our educators, for the people that are using Flodesk to offer these to their audience. Because everybody's audience is a little different, but we have so many amazing educators out there that are teaching other people about email marketing. And at the end of the day, we just want people in our world to be successful. We want them to learn that email marketing is great, and we want to make it the barrier to entry really low. And by offering these templates, by leaning on these educators like you to create this content, you are spreading the word about email marketing and how easy it can be to do it in their own business. And that has been so powerful. And not only that, that helps us support our members, because that essentially gives you another stream of revenue.
Yeah, totally.
Like, we want you to be successful too. We want you to earn money. So they come in, like they buy your templates, and it just overall creates that ripple effect of why email marketing is powerful and how you can do it in an easy way with Flodesk. And that's what it's all about.
So good. We didn't even talk about checkouts, but it's another feature that they have.
Oh,
where you can actually like check out using their software. So is there anything you can share like that the team is in development that's working on in 2025? Any exciting things that are coming down the pipeline?
You know, if I could just like read a roadmap out to you, I would. But I have a feeling somebody I know would listen to this podcast episode. But anyway, there are so many exciting things coming. Like, I cannot contain my excitement as a user and as somebody who works here. But some expecting like things to be ready for. There's a lot of exciting improvements to workflows coming.
Okay.
Like, workflows are powerful.
Yeah.
But just wait. It's going to get even more powerful. And we had mentioned checkout here a little bit, but some big checkout features are coming, including subscription payments. So that's something that's really big. That's on our radar. And then more integrations with big tools out there. So that's something that we're really leaning into. Now, something that we launched early last year is a public roadmap. So if you go to updates.flodesk.com, you can add different feature requests and people can vote on it and comment on it. Now, that is something that I want to tell you from internally. Like, we look at that all the time. Our product team is evaluating it. We're seeing it. We're seeing your comments. So if you ever have feedback for us, please go there and share it. We love to hear it. We love to hear your use cases of why you want this and how you can use it. So it helps us prioritize it. So check that out, updates.flodesk.com. And if you have any ideas, please share them, because we'd love to hear them. And we're always building this for you guys. We're building it to have, again, email marketing accessible so you can get the right message to the right person at the right time. And we want to make it easy, and we want to make it the tool that you enjoy using. We don't want to make you want to rip your hair out or pay $1 billion. Like, we want you to really lean into this, take advantage of the ROI that email marketing brings, and make it part of your business.
So good. And I just have to share a quick case study point. So optimizing email marketing platforms for my monthly giving mastermind group has never been something I've really focused on. We more optimize their donation platforms. However, retention is really important. And I've always shared, kind of to your point, the template in a Google Doc of the email workflow. As we were talking, so my monthly giving mastermind listener is in this past round in the spring was 5 organizations that were all refreshing or building from scratch their monthly giving programs. The next round starts in July, and we had a call where we started to review, and I asked about their tools and their platforms. And I always ask, do you like that platform? Is it working for you? Do you know how to build out this email workflow for this automation series? And there was a lot of frustrations. And I was like, okay, I wasn't planning on doing this during this call, but can I show you what Flodesk looks like? And so I shared my screen and I showed them my backend, and all 5 orgs switched to Flodesk.
Oh, I love it.
So if that's not case in point, for multiple reasons, the usability, the ease, the price point, the growth opportunities, honestly, like all of the above. And so I just want to say, like, listener, if you are curious, if you are frustrated by your current email tool, there are better options there. And typically, the greatest tools sometimes aren't marketed to our sector yet. And Flodesk is still like in its young phase. And that's why we're doing this together. I was like, I need to get you on the podcast. They have to know about the product and what you're doing. It's Flodesk. And I will have all the beautiful links in the show notes for you guys to get the templates, for you to get the 50% off partnership link, but at least explore it. Check it out.
Yes.
There's a free trial you can access, like take a peek behind the scenes, see what's possible. It's really easy to do migrations over from the existing platform that you might be on. But Dawn, before we wrap today, because I've taken up so much of your time already, is there one thing that you would ask for help or support on from the listeners today?
Yeah. So we've already talked about this a little bit, but I want to lean in on the listeners here. If you are a Flodesk user and something is working really well for you, whether it's an email template or a workflow or a checkout sales page or whatever that is, simply click on those 3 dots on that card and click share as a template.
Yes.
The world needs what you've got. That's one of our mottos here. You guys are so brilliant at what you do. Sell the template. Share the template, offer it as a freebie. We would love to spread the word about email marketing and how powerful it can be for your business and how easy Flodesk makes that. But that also starts with you. And you have a really easy way of doing that by sharing your templates.
So good. Dawn, thank you so much for being here. If people have questions,
thank you for having me.
like, is there a part on the site they should go to or message you on LinkedIn? What's the best spot to go to?
Yeah. So we're kind of all over. You can find us on Instagram at Flodesk. We're also on TikTok on Flodesk. And part of my efforts here is really building out the YouTube channel with tutorials.
Ooh.
So I am often in those comments. I don't run social media here, but I do have my hand in the YouTube. So if you ask a question there, but we also have a wonderful help center, a wonderful support team. So don't hesitate to reach out to help.flodesk.com to get started. And we also have a Flodesk Insiders Facebook group, and it's really active.
It's so good.
We do have employees that do monitor that Facebook group and answer questions. Petra is just our queen of our Facebook group.
I was going to say, I know her by name.
We love Petra. She is incredible, and she's been with Flodesk for so long. But if you have a question or if you need help from the community, that's a really great place to start as well.
Awesome. I mean, if you can't feel the love for this brand, y'all, for real.
Well, we love you back.
Thank you so much for joining me on the discussion today. And I can't wait to hear all the stories from all of you that decide to check out Flodesk. So more to come. Thanks, Dawn.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of Missions to Movements. If you enjoyed our conversation and found it helpful, I would love for you to take a moment to leave a review wherever you're listening. Your feedback helps us reach more change makers like you and continue bringing impactful stories and strategies to the show. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button too, so you'll never miss an episode. And until next time, keep turning your mission into a movement.